This year, Donald Glover pulled off one of the greatest magic tricks of all time. He made a movie disappear. For those who don't know, Bando Stone and the New World is a new Childish Gambino album, and it's also a movie. The album was kind of promoted as a soundtrack for the film, assumingly to relate to the star of the film in Bando Stone and the New World. The guy is a musician, and he really likes bidets. The album I enjoyed. It's funny you mentioned the album, because I actually have a whole live reaction to it. I'm a big Childish Gambino fan. If you couldn't tell by my album of Ada Vista, I like Ada Vista a ton, actually. But that's besides the point. We're talking about Bando Stone. The whole thing started with his whole tour, the whole New World tour, I think it was called. Some people had general admission tickets to a show, and then that show got canceled, and you're really upset about it. And, your whole month's ruined. But yeah, the reason the whole concert was canceled was because some physical medical ailments fell upon Mr. Glover, and that required him to stop the tour. Obviously, that's like the important thing here, is that he's okay and that he takes his time to recover in whatever stage, however long that takes him to do. It sounds like he's recovering, which is good. A world with a healthy Donald Glover that I don't get to see the concert is far better than I get to see the concert at the expense of his health. But still, a lot of people were justifiably upset. I really hope that he tours again in the future before he finishes, because I've been waiting for that for a long time. I can't harp on this. I'm getting too focused on this. But with the cancellation of the whole tour, a lot of questions started popping up. What's going on with the movie? Because once the tour was canceled, we haven't really heard anything about the movie. To the point of some people are even questioning the whole fact that maybe the movie's not even real. Maybe the movie was just this promotional thing that was created to talk about the album, which would be a strange decision. I think that the movie's definitely real, because it'd be weird to let's make an album to promote a movie that's not real only to promote the album. Again, it's just like, why even come up with that in the first place? It's just like, if anything, it's just like our marketing is disappointing our fans, right? Because even a few months back, I made a most anticipated movies of the year, still yet to come, and Bando Stone was on it because I'm a fan of Don Glover's acting and, more importantly, his writing. I think he's a amazing writer. I love Atlanta. I love everything else that he's written. So yes, dude, I was excited for this movie. And if it's not a real thing, it's like, congrats. I listened to the album and I'm still disappointed now. If anything, it's gonna add kind of a bummer atmosphere to that album, because it's like, man, dude, the album's solid, but the movie, I really wish that happened. I remember when I was disappointed about that. Remember when I was led astray? That sucks. Another theory that people have talked about is that a lot of the footage from the New World Tour was going to be incorporated into the movie. I think that's a very possible thing. Maybe they wanted to wait for the tour to end. Maybe they wanted to wait until they got some footage of him performing to incorporate that into the movie. I think that's a very real situation. And it's strange now too, listening to the album, and we get these outros, these interludes from dialogue from the movie, presumably, and it's like, okay, that's cool, but it doesn't contextually, it doesn't make any sense because we haven't seen the movie. I think that's the bummer, is that with them releasing now pretty far away from each other, it's like, okay, we have these interludes that don't make much sense to us, and I feel like if they came out closer, it'd make a lot more sense. It'd be easier to draw connections, themes to the movie that correlate to themes in the album, and that's a bummer that we're not going to get that. Of course, you'll have the diehard fans like myself. They're going to go back, watch the movie, let me go revisit the album. You'll have a few other people there, but the normies who aren't as into Donald Glover, Childish Gambino, the movie and the music, they're not going to go back and forth, and I think that's going to hurt their enjoyment of both the movie separately and the music separately, whichever one they engage with most. It's kind of a bummer situation. Obviously, you can't really do anything about that if that's the case, if they were waiting for the tour, because, like I said, medical emergency for Mr. Glover, and it's, he has to get that figured out. He has to get that handled, and that's good that he did. But it's just a bummer. And sometimes these things work out like that. That's just the path of creating and creativity. Not everything's gonna go your way. Anyways, what do you think about the Bando Stone movie? Do you think it's real? If not, give me your best reasons, your best theories why it might not be real. And that's my video. Thanks so much for watching. I'll talk to you later.